Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I want to do something slightly different. I don't even know what to like categorize this as. Is it a book chat? Whatever. Is this going to be interesting to you guys, especially if you're not content creators yourself? I don't know. Maybe. I think this kind of stuff is interesting even for fields that I'm not in. I want to talk about how long content takes for me personally. This is not me bragging or bitching about this. It's just plainly stating this is how long content takes me, because I've honestly been feeling very unproductive lately. I think a lot of people are in this sort of slump due to a lot of things. I think it being, you know, just coming out of like a fairly long winter for some of us in different parts of, you know, the world. It being the pandemic ending, but it's not over, but like people are acting like it's over. Like we can do stuff, but we're not used to doing stuff anymore. And like, what? We're in like a liminal space constantly. And I think that's lending itself to a lot of exhaustion. And I was feeling very like, about being in a reading slump for a while and like not really wanting to always do the content that I have been doing and just being like blah. And then I sat down to think about it and I'm like, do you know how long this actually takes? It's a part-time job, basically, without actually being a part-time job. Yes, I'm fortunate enough that I have been doing this for nearly 7 years, so there is some money that I get, but not like for the amount of time that is put in every week. Some of the first stuff that's fun, some of the stuff is fun. But anyway, you're gonna understand as I explain it. But I would also love to hear from you guys about your like hobbies and things that you do, especially if you are a content creator as well, or make any kind of like art. Like how long this stuff takes. It's wild. Let's get into it. So first off, I wanted to factor in my actual reading, and lately I haven't been reading a ton, but let's say on average when I'm living like a very normal life and reading like a decent-ish amount, I'm reading like 1 or 2 books a week, usually being anywhere from like high 300s to like mid 500s, right? So I'm saying that's an average of like 8 to 10 hours a week. I read about a page a minute, so we're calculating that like that's about 8 to 10 hours a week. I'm not factoring in any like audiobooks or anything, like that's just my physical reading. 8 to 10 hours a week if I'm on it. Then as far as actual video creation, getting ready before making a video. Yes, we can have all these conversations about like, you don't have to look nice on video. I would like to. These are one of the only times that like people perceive me. I would like to look semi-nice, and I actually use this time to like do fun makeup and stuff occasionally. So it takes anywhere from like half an hour to an hour for me to like get makeup on and get ready. Sometimes I'm on live streams talking to you guys, so it takes like slightly even longer than that because I'm not really paying attention to the makeup. But generally speaking, for getting ready to do a filming session, which I'll talk about like how many videos I film in a filming session, it's like half an hour to an hour. And I enjoy that, but it's still time. Then we have the actual filming, and I would say it's about an hour and a half to make 3 videos. That includes like sitting down and writing out sort of like the bullet points for it, doing the actual filming, any kind of pauses I have to do, any kind of like stopping the animals from being ridiculous, setting up everything, putting pauses between because my battery in this camera that I have will like overheat, and sometimes I have to like let it sit for a bit. So doing all of that for 3 videos of around 10 minutes each, video length, 10 to 20 minutes, was gonna be like an hour and a half. Then the editing of those videos, again, if we're just doing like this is weekly sort of ideas, the editing of those videos, again, is gonna be another like hour and a half or so. You know, doing the actual editing, sitting, cropping things out, adding text if I need to, adding images if I need to, an hour and a half to 2 hours for those 3 videos for that week of content. Then like the thumbnails and the extra stuff in the like the description box, and adding in like links to other videos, and doing all the stuff in YouTube after it's uploaded into YouTube is gonna be another like 20 minutes. Like a few minutes for the thumbnails because my thumbnails are basic, and like adding all the stuff in, looking through it, making sure everything's fine, barring any internet issues. 20 minutes for all that. Then I also factored in the content I make for Patreon. So I have a monthly exclusive vlog on Patreon, so recording the vlog footage every week, I would say is like 10 to 15 minutes of footage. So it's not like a ton throughout the week of actually making the content for that, but at the last week of the month when I am editing that one, that video ends up taking like 2 hours because it's usually like hours of footage, and I have to like condense all that down, so maybe it's even more like 3. I'm not factoring that time into my total here because that doesn't happen every week, but just know that like at the end that week's a little bit more stacked. Then the polls and posts and things with Patreon, the book polls, the video polls, any like posts that I'm doing, the the tarot card readings, greeting any like new people for different tiers, talking in the Discord, whatever, I would say that's like an hour a week. And if I do any audio reviews, let's say I do like one a week, because I do audio reviews for every book that I don't do a dedicated video review for Patreon. So any of that is another like 35 minutes. So like recording like the 10-minute and then editing it, uploading it, all that. So just the YouTube based stuff is 14 hours a week. So that's like a kid in high school at a part-time job. You know, like, and just like a very basic, you know, that's a general statement. But let's say like your after school job, you know, that's like the amount of time, right? That's a decent chunk of time when you're also working like an actual full-time job and running errands and cleaning your house because you're an adult and you live alone. Like, it's a lot. But then we add on another aspect that has recently been added on, which is why I'm like, why do I not have time for things? Oh, because you picked up a whole other platform that you now make content on, you dumb bitch. And that is Twitch. So now I stream on Twitch. If you guys aren't familiar, it's thoughtsontomes_. I link it down below. And I stream 3 times a week now. So it's about like 3 times a week for like 3-ish hours. Mondays is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Wednesdays and Fridays is like a cozy game. Right now we're playing Stardew Valley. So just the streams are 9 hours of streaming. Granted, it uploads itself, right? But that's 9 hours of having to be like on in front of a camera, even if you're doing something you enjoy. And again, we then have like about 30 minutes, because I don't get as ready for Twitch. You have about 30 minutes of like getting ready, you know, like throwing on some mascara so you guys can see my eyelashes, maybe putting on a lipstick, like, and then getting the setup ready, like getting my computer and everything ready and stuff, because I use my computer that I use for everything else also for streaming. So like I have to move that stuff around, whatever. So that's another like 1.5 hours total for all 3 streams, right? And then I'm also new to Twitch, so I'm still doing a lot of research. I'm still like in my downtime. What is downtime? I am like watching videos about Twitch and like all the different resources for Twitch. Like Twitch is a whole other animal, a whole other beast. YouTube is nothing in comparison to Twitch. Like there is so much on Twitch that you can do. So I'm still learning. So right now I'm in this like research phase. So I would say like about 3 hours a week I'm watching content and learning about Twitch. Maybe I'm on other people's streams, but I wouldn't even really count that in here. Like this is really more like YouTube videos about Twitch stuff, whether it's like programs, resources to add, just how Twitch works, because it's a whole new thing, about 3 hours. So the time I spend on Twitch, plus the time I spend on YouTube related stuff, all of this content creation, which is kind of weird thing to still say, but like that's the thing that best fits, right? That's 27.5 hours a week. That is a part-time job, and I love it. It's my fun part-time job, and I enjoy it. Like I enjoy, you know, all the people I get to talk to and stuff. It's almost like having fun coworkers, even though they're not really coworkers, and like all of you, and I love the community and stuff. But that is 27.5 hours a week. That is a lot on top of my full-time job and anything else I have to do. So if you're a content creator yourself and you're wondering why you're burnt out, maybe it's because you have a part-time job that doesn't pay you part-time job money. And that's why. And it's also fine. Along with a side note that like hobbies ebb and flow, and right now I'm in like a reading low point, mostly I think, because for the entire pandemic, all I could really do was read. So now my brain is like, no, I wanna do other things. And it's like, you also could have been playing video games the whole pandemic. I was for a good portion of it, but like, but my brain's like, we don't read right now. We are free. So yeah, I think it's just doing a little bit of rebellion. It'll swing back into place as it always does, because I'm a lifelong reader. But anyway, content creation, man, takes a lot of time. So if you're ever wondering why your favorite creator like didn't get a video uploaded on one of their upload days or whatever, it's probably because of all that. Because of how much time it takes. It's not just as simple as like turning on your camera and doing the thing. So, and that doesn't even count, I didn't even count like thinking of video ideas, or like being on Twitter, or like networking with other creators, or like being in on other discussions. Watching other creators' videos. I didn't even include any of that. Wild. So anyway, I would love to hear from other people about their, like I said, creative hobbies, or other content creators, other booktubers, other book people, book talkers, whatever. Let me know how much your content creation takes. If you want to make a tag video out of this, I would love to see it. Just, you know, say you got the idea from me. Credit me and it's fine. But like, let me know how long your stuff you do for fun takes. So I hope you found this enjoyable on some level. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.